Hey, hello, hello. It's time for a little math. And today I'd like to talk about periodic functions. Periodic functions repeat a pattern of y values at regular intervals. So let's draw a periodic function. So I'm going to call this x, I'm going to call this y, and I'm just going to draw this little function here. And it looks kind of like this. And it just repeats over and over and over again. And so here's what's important. It repeats a pattern of y values. So for example, if we start here, it goes up, it goes down, across, up, and then you'll see at this point, it starts over again. It starts repeating, and it starts repeating again. And what you'll see is that the y values are repeating. So here and here, the y value is 0, and then the y value goes up, and then the y value goes down back to 0, and so forth. Now, this is one complete pattern, and then it starts repeating. Okay? This pattern is called one cycle. And the length of this cycle from beginning to end is called the period. So the period is the length of the cycle. Now, I don't know why I used cursive there, but I just felt like doing it. Okay? So, to reinforce one complete pattern is a cycle, and the length of one cycle is the period. So those are the two vocabulary words. Okay, so with that information so far, is this a periodic function, yes or no? Take a moment. What do you think? Okay, well, it looks like if you start here, it goes up, it goes down, it comes back up, and it looks like it repeats over and over again. And in a sense, it kind of does. But remember, it's repeating a pattern of y values. And so you have to ask yourself at the beginning and at the beginning, do these have the same y value? And the answer is no, this y value is bigger than this one. And as they go up, do they have the same y value? And as they go down, do they have the same y value? And the answer is no, they are not repeating a pattern of the same y values. So this one is no. Okay, let's go down to the bottom here. This is a periodic function. You can see, for example, maybe it starts here, it goes up, down, wiggle, 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 comes back up, and then it repeats the y values. And it looks like we have a number of cycles here. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this is one cycle. And there are some definitions that we have to know. If we were to draw a very light line across the highest point at each of these cycles, this is called the maximum. And if we were to do the same at the bottom, now keep in mind that my drawing's not very scientific, that these are all supposed to touch. Assuming that, then this smaller value is called the minimum. And of course, we have this value in the center. Here, I'm just going to draw this. I'm going to highlight that blue a little bit. Okay? Now, we'll call that the middle. This distance from the middle to the max is called the amplitude. So that distance right there, middle to max, is the amplitude. And the middle to the minimum is also the amplitude. So that distance right there is the amplitude. And here's how you can calculate it. The amplitude is equal to 1/2 the max minus the min. So that's one thing to remember. Okay. Now, the other thing is, what is that value of the middle? And that can be calculated too. So the value of the middle equals 1/2 the max plus the min. Okay, so that can be important too. So there we go, our first definitions of periodic functions.